President Trump opened a week of high-level meetings at the UN on Monday with a call for action against illicit drugs.
It's vital for public health and national security that we fight drug addiction and stop all forms of trafficking and smuggling that provide the financial lifeblood for vicious transnational cartels.
It's a message that one of the leaders in attendance has already taken to heart. Sheikh Hasina has been Prime Minister of Bangladesh since 2009. She's waging a war on drugs that's one of the most aggressive in the world.
The people on this drug raid represent the full force of the Bangladeshi government. There are officers from the police, the military, the Coast Guard, the Border Guard, and their version of the DEA. But the man in charge is a civilian, Pronoy Chakma, a local magistrate. They're looking for yaba, an illicit red pill composed of meth and caffeine. Authorities say it's mostly smuggled in from neighboring Myanmar.
She is one of the petty drug dealers.
Yaba use has surged in the last decade. In 2016, police seized 800 times more of the drug than 10 years earlier. That's given law enforcement all the justification they need to launch a massive wave of crackdowns.
Okay, so he's a user and she is a dealer?
Yes, he's a user of drug and she is a dealer.
Okay.
It smells sweet, right?
Where did you find that?
Yeah, inside her house.
Okay, so it's evidence of drug use?
Yes, it's totally evidential proof that she is a drug dealer.
In the US, finding drugs in someone's house would be important evidence. But here, it's enough to convict someone on the spot in blindingly quick proceedings that legal authorities here call a mobile court. The government says these expedite the judicial process and reduce the backlog of court cases. Immediately after the raid, the magistrate doles out convictions and jail time.
খাতো বিবির বাড়িতে গিয়ে আমরা বিভিন্ন ধরনের মাদক সরঞ্জাম আমরা পেয়েছি আপনাকে 2 বছরের বিনাশ্রম কারাদণ্ডে দণ্ডিত করা হলো
Since May, there have been more than 47,000 arrests, but there have also been hundreds of deaths so far. In a drug den on the outskirts of Dhaka, a handful of small-time yaba dealers agreed to talk to us if we obscured their identities. And they share a common suspicion about the real motive of the drug war.
Do you think all of the people being killed are associated with drugs, dealers or users?
যারা মাদকের ব্যবসায়ী তাদেরকে মারছে বিরোধী দল সন্ত্রাসকে মারতেছে বা আমি বললাম আমাকে টাকা দিয়ে মারলো বিরোধী দল বা টাকা দিয়ে মারা হয়েছে যারা ব্যবসা করতেছে ওরা তো রাজাহালে বয়ে রয়েছে চেয়ারের মধ্যে সংসদেই বয়ে থাকে ঠিক আছে আর নিরীহ মানুষে মারছে বিরোধী দল
It isn't just the drug dealers who think the government's drug war is really motivated by politics. And everyday Bangladeshis are starting to gather evidence.
So this is bullet holes there?
বুকের বাম পাশে 7টা গুলি করছে
Amzad Hussain was a youth leader for the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, or BNP, the main opposition. The police say Hussain was a drug dealer killed in a gunfight, but his family say the police lied.
হ্যাঁ ও কোনোদিন একটা সিগারেটও পর্যন্ত খায় নাই আর ওরা বলতেছে ড্রাগের সাথে শরীর
কোনোদিন এসে মানে ডরাইছে না এর লাগে আরে মাইরা বিএনপিটা ঠান্ডা করছে
Hussain was just one of a growing number of opposition figures who've lost their lives. Adilur Khan, an activist opposing the drug war, played us a recorded phone call that he says captured the moment an opposition politician was killed.
See, you can hear the sound.
That's a gunshot.
Yes.
Khan and his team are tracking deaths in the drug war. He believes the police are using extrajudicial killings to intimidate the opposition ahead of a new round of voting.
These killings, repressions, this is mounting, running up to the elections. And that's why we are worried, and that's why we are documenting.
You think it's going to get worse in the months to come?
Yes.
Is there an atmosphere of fear that exists around that here?
It's a culture of fear. It's a situation where people are scared to talk.
No one from the government would agree to speak to us. So we tracked down the Minister of Home Affairs, who oversees the police, and approached him at an unrelated event. We just wanted to talk about a separate issue. So the drugs crackdown over the last couple of months, why have such a high number of people been killed? And what's your response to accusations that some of those killings are politically motivated?
One thing I want to clear, we do not kill anybody.
I mean, there have been 182 people killed.
They use firearms. Then our security force cannot keep idle. Otherwise, they cannot give their life for this thing. They used to resist, and this thing happened when they can't fight out.
And the accusations they're politically motivated, some of these killings, how do you respond to that?
No political motivated killing is not there. All are criminal or are listed.
Despite international concerns, Bangladesh says drugs are destroying the country and insists the crackdown will continue.
Hey,